And if you can't find it right away, the evidence is going to be, right, that history that you're going to look back on is that you've been getting hit with this same thing over and over and over again. Every stage of life, you got to, readjust and build up a new level of confidence at every stage of life. But that's where I want to find out first is whether or not you believe. Like, do you believe what you're telling me? There's 3 things that can keep people from getting their perceived value.
Wow.
3 things. Here's an excerpt from my interview on the Career Talks podcast with Orlando Haynes. The interview was streamed live on LinkedIn.
And
Yes.
so when you talked about the outwardly piece and heavy tactics, what's missing when folks come to you about the outwardly piece? And I can rattle off some stuff, but I want to hear directly from you. Yeah. What's missing to where you say, okay, I hear you talking about you want 150, 200.
Right.
That's what you're asking for, but confidence or whatever, how you're packaging, how you're speaking doesn't look right.
I think there's 3 things that can keep people from getting their perceived value. 3 things. And you're either in one of these squarely, solely, or you're in a combination of 2 or all 3 at any given time. I think 1 is you don't truly believe it or you wouldn't be sitting with me. 2, you're not showing it. Or 3, you lack the confidence to ask others to perceive it the same way you do. That therefore they're not providing or matching offer, whatever that is, based upon what you think your value is. So you're probably in one of those buckets. You don't truly believe it. You're saying it, and I hear the words coming out of your mouth. As they say, I hear the words coming out of your mouth, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So like the guy, I really use relationship analogies a lot because everybody can understand them. When a guy keeps telling you, I love you, but he stay doing stuff that says to you that he doesn't love you. So do you truly believe that what you're telling me? Are you actually showing what you believe? If you believe it, are you actually showing it? And then that lack of confidence is and it could be a little bit of all 3. It could just be 1. If it's the top one, then we got to kind of work that one out to then move you into the next bucket, if that makes sense. But that's where I want to find out first is whether or not you believe. Like, do you believe what you're telling me? And the good news about these 3 buckets, because I know people are like, well, dang, like, what do I do with that? There's actually good news here. I promise you there's some good news.
I've heard so many different answers, but how long should my resume be? Listen, a 1-page resume is ideal for candidates with less than 10 years experience. Now, if you have more experience, a 2-page resume is absolutely acceptable. There's so many steps to creating a resume story that converts to getting your dream job. Sign up now for 5-Minute Career Hacks resume hacking services and let us help you right now. You even get a 1-hour consultation with our team.
Like, if we were in church, I'm about to give you the good news. I'm going to give you the good news. Is we have evidence. It's an incredible gift with these 3. There's an incredible gift attached to these 3 things. And that gift is that it shows up in other areas of your life. In these other areas of your life, you may have already solved for it. So you've got a blueprint. Because there was a time you may have not been as confident. And then now you're confident in that area. And there's some steps that we can pull out of that experience and apply it right now. Because confidence, depending upon every stage of life, you got to, readjust and build up a new level of confidence at every stage of life. So that's a gift. That's the good news, is that there's blueprint, there's history, there's evidence that you can do this. And if you can't find it right away, the evidence is going to be, right, that history that you're going to look back on is that you've been getting hit with this same thing over and over and over again in other areas. And now you're tired.
Yeah.
Now you're tired. So you're actually ready to solve for it. So that's the good news. If you're tapped in tonight, if you're listening, if you're watching, you're actually ready to solve it. So that's actually good news. And we'll be able to take all those other experiences that, oh, maybe they didn't feel good. Maybe you feel like you failed even. That's okay. But we'll find some things in there that will not only be able to help you move through for this salary negotiation, but it'll help you negotiate with your spouse, your kids, at the dealership, wherever that might be. It'll help you with your perceived value to get what you want out of the situation. So there's good news if you fall into one of those buckets. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed doing it for you. However, it doesn't have to end there. Come on over to our Facebook group community right now. You're going to get exclusive content that we weren't able to include in this episode as well as past episodes. We've got challenges, we've got research, we've got lives, you name it, all for you in bite-sized chunks so that you can continue this development journey. Go ahead, click the link right now in the description show notes, and we'll see you there.